Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Spider-Man No Way Home wave at the end here of 2023. We have the Matt Murdock, not quite Daredevil figure here. And this one is good and bad. Both really, really bad and somewhat good. It's just okay. It's not. Anyway, let me get into this, but let's start over. The head sculpt on this is terrible. The figure itself is probably not great. It's a suited body, but it is pinless, so it should be better than the other suited body figures that we have, especially the ones with pins that are just terrible. This guy is pinless, so we have that. But again, the head sculpt on this, so bad. So very bad. We had a Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock, unmasked head sculpt. It's not perfect, but it sure is a hell of a lot better than this, in my opinion. Now, maybe the glasses are throwing it off. I don't really know. I'll check it out, but it's not great. Really not great. So anyway, I got my set from toysnowman.com, so make sure to check them out. Link in the video description below. They are based in Canada and shipped to the US. They have all your action figure needs for your collection, so whether it's Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, G.I. Joe Classified Series, NECA, Mayfex, Joy Toy Warhammer stuff, DC Multiverse, McFarlane Toy stuff, all your action figure needs, you can get them at toysnowman.com. So link in the video description below. It is my referral link, which will give you a 5% off coupon code for your first-time buyers. So make sure to check them out, toysnowman.com. So thank you to toysnowman.com. Again, that's where I got my wave from. Very exciting. Except for the Matt Murdock head sculpt. It's so disappointing. But anyway, Spider-Man No Way Home, the card back packaging looks really good. I wish we had a build-a figure. Unfortunately, we do not. Here on the back of the package, the bio for Matt Murdock reads, with Peter under investigation by the Department of Damage Control, Matt Murdock steps in knowing the web-slinger will need a really good lawyer. And he is, in fact, a really good lawyer because he catches that brick that was thrown through the window. How does a blind man do that? Because he's secretly Daredevil, spoiler alert. So I am excited to have this, but at the same time, the head sculpt really takes me out of it. But anyway, let's rip this bad boy open and take a better look. We need to take a real close look, because maybe there's some good in there. I just don't think there is. Okay, so here is the Matt Murdock Daredevil figure out of the package. Not Daredevil figure, the Matt Murdock figure, the lawyer figure. And you know what? It's pretty good. The head sculpt is still bad, still really bad. Not good. Not good at all. He also can't really hold the brick. I mean, so you can't get him to hold the brick as if he, like, caught it, like, on the backhand. You know, I mean... Yeah, it just doesn't hold in there. Like, it just rests in there. He really can't get a grip on the brick. So that's a little unfortunate. The walking stick, the cane, this is pretty nice. I like that. Pretty good. The pinless is nice. The body doesn't feel... The knees were kind of stiff, moving the knees around. But the body... The figure doesn't feel like bad. It stands up quite easily also. Unlike the original suited body where it's difficult to stand, this guy doesn't have that problem. So... overall, it's pretty good. It's a very good civilian in a suit figure. It works perfectly for a Matt Murdock figure. It does do that. It's just the likeness to Charlie Cox. Like, what happened? I don't understand. Like, it's so bad. And the glasses, yes, they can come off technically, but they are glued in there. Like, I have one side of the frames actually pulled off because it, like... ports into the side of the head sculpt. So one side easily came off. I don't really want to pop the glue on the other side to see how it looks under the glasses. I will kind of lift them up a little bit to show you guys. Whoop, here he goes, saying he can stand up and then falls over. But it still just does not look like Charlie Cox. Like, even from the side, I just don't see it. Even from an angle, not really. So that just, you know, I hate that it doesn't look like it. I don't understand. Like, Hasbro, when they nail it, an actor's likeness, they nail it. Like, they do good. I mean, there's some medium ones, and there's some really bad ones, some really good ones, a few in between, but it seems to be on, like, kind of either end of that spectrum, right? Daredevil falls in the really bad category, and I know that's going to be what I'm harping on throughout this whole video. I just really wish it would have looked like him. But the figure itself, you know, it being pinless is actually quite nice, and it's not as bad as, like, the other suited bodies. Like, you can get this guy to move around in certain poses and things, like like, it's pretty good. Like, I don't know what position, like what poses and stuff you would get Daredevil in, but you can move the figure around and do some things with it. Whether he'll actually, balance on one foot might be a thing, because you can't really hinge the foot up. But, it's got decent movement. It's not stiff or anything like that. And you can just, position it in certain ways, and you can probably get it. So from that standpoint, it's actually, quite good. It's just, again, that head sculpt. But let's get in for the closer look. You can see what it is that I'm talking about. Because, again, it's just not, man, it's so disappointing. But let's get in. Okay, so there's an up-close look at the head sculpt. And I just don't see, I don't see Charlie Cox. The little 5 o'clock shadow, short beard looks pretty good. The glasses just look okay. The glasses is part of the problem, because they end up looking quite large, whereas real glasses wouldn't look that thick on somebody's face. But anyway, so as you can see here, the glasses just kind of port in on the side. As you can see, it kind of pegs in there. The other side, the glue did not pop. But I mean, look at that. That's not Charlie Cox. It's just not. There's 0% likeness to Charlie Cox in there. I don't understand what happened. We got a Charlie Cox unmasked head sculpt in the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Defenders box set. Was this perfect? Absolutely not. No, I don't think I wouldn't even call it a great or even that good of one. But I think it looks more like Charlie Cox than this does. Like, it's kind of weird. And I know, like, his hair part, I think, was this direction in No Way Home. And then in the Daredevil series and whatnot, the hair part, I think, was on the opposite direction. But it's a big difference. I will pop this head off and pop it on the suit, and maybe pop this one on and put this on here and kind of see how those look. I don't know how well that'll come out. But, we'll give it a shot and we'll see. But, like, I don't know. But also looking at the accessories. So the brick accessory is really cool, as you can see. It's got like a newspaper clipping surrounded it. And then in red lettering, you can see it says, "We Believe Mysterio." It's just wrapped in the newspaper, so that looks really good for the brick. And then he has the walking stick there, which looks pretty good. So sculpted nicely. Got some white and black paint on there. So that looks good. The rest of the figure, he's just got white shirt, black tie. As you can see there, again, fully pinless, which is good. And not a whole lot else going on there. But let's go ahead and swap these heads and see what we can do there. I'm not... Ooh. Let me see. How can I pop this head off easily? Everyone's mad at me. Like, you popping off heads the wrong way. You're going to break them. And I'm like, oh, well. I mean, I don't know. So that works. The flesh tone is different. It does sit on there a little bit funky. Ooh, everyone popped it on. That's not good at all, because he ain't got no neck. So that is unfortunate. The head is a little bit too big for the body as well. And again, I don't think this is a perfect head sculpt at all. I just think it looks a little bit more like Charlie Cox than, the one for this. But again, still not perfect. So let's see if we could pop this one on to the Daredevil figure. That one pops on, and that does not look good, because the head sculpt looks small and it sits really high on there. So that doesn't really work either. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the articulation. So the head is on a disc hinge, so he can look up all the way, he can look down. And I say look in quotations because he's blind, he can't actually see. But you can get the head to move in those directions. You can do a full rotation, of course. There's not really a whole lot of pivot going on in there. The shoulders, you can get the arms to go up and out and up. A little bit, you get a full rotation in there. There's nice fluid movement in that shoulder, which is nice. You got an upper bicep swivel in there, double jointed pinless elbow gives you that much bend, which is nice. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge, standard horizontal hinge on the two hands. Right is a little bit of a grip hand, left is a little bit of an open hand. It does not really grip the brick, unfortunately, so that is kind of tough. We do have an ab crunch in here, so the ab crunch on Matt Murdock, he can crunch forward that much. He can go back a little bit, but that jacket's really going to get in the way. Unfortunately, we got a waist swivel in there. Legs go out that far apart, which is pretty good. He can kick forward nice and high. Leg goes back very slightly. Upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed pinless knee, so that much bend there at the knee, which is nice. We do get an ankle swivel in there, so there is an ankle ball joint in there, so that provides swivel at the ankle. You can hinge the foot down a bit, but it's tricky because it's a very thin foot. and the foot itself is not as soft plastic as we used to see on the older ones, so I can't really bend it to be able to get it over the pant leg. So as of now, oh, there we go. I got it. So you can hinge the foot down a bit. Hinging up is really not going to happen because that shoe is just going to hit the pant leg. So it's not going to hinge up, unfortunately. But you do get ankle pivot in there. You have peg holes at the bottom of the feet closer to the toes. And they are actual peg holes, so which is good because, again, the older suited feet had peg holes that were no good. They didn't work for anything. They were just kind of there, shallow, and didn't work. So again, articulation's actually pretty good. The fact that it's pinless, which is nice. He can stand up easily. Like, I have no fear of him falling down with the slightest brush of wind. Like, he's not going anywhere. So that's all great. Again, just the head sculpt, because the accessories are good. Apart from having no Build-A-Figure in the wave, you know, these are perfect for him. What else could he possibly come with? Really nothing, because, again, this is not a Daredevil figure. This is a Matt Murdock figure. So we have his walking stick, his cane, and then we have that brick that he caught. To me, this is exactly everything that he should come with, and this, from that regard, is perfect, in my opinion. But, you know, you guys let me know down in the comments below. But let's see some side-by-side comparisons. Okay, so for the side-by-side comparisons, of course, we're looking at the Netflix Daredevil figures. Yes, the suited body was always going to be smaller. Hasbro does not do a real good job scale-wise when it comes from figure to figure. So a suited body that's just going to be for generic civilians or other suited characters, I would not expect them to be the same size bulk-wise as like the Daredevil figure and things like that. So if we do get a proper MCU Daredevil figure, and no doubt in my mind we will, when will be the question, whether it's going to be for like the Born Again series, or if we get like a red and yellow from the She-Hulk series, or one from the Echo series, you know, whichever color suit he's going to have in that. No doubt in my mind a Daredevil figure is going to be coming. So I'm sure it's going to be more in line with like the size of these figures than what the size of the suited body is. Because again, generic body to use with many other characters, that's why he's going to be a little bit smaller. I think it's not an issue. Seems fine to me. And we have She-Hulk next to Matt Murdock. Is, of course, Matt Murdock did appear in the She-Hulk series in, what, 2 episodes? 2 or 3 episodes? I don't even remember at this point. So we have size comparison there, and I think that works out well. And, of course, for this wave, the only figures that I've now reviewed are the Tom Holland Final Swing Spider-Man figure, and now the Matt Murdock figure from Spider-Man No Way Home. Size comparison, I think these work out well. You got an adult and you have a teenager here. And that seems to be pretty good. I was going to try and like finish this off with this cool like pose with him like jumping over something. You can kind of do something, but I couldn't really make it work. So I'm going to just kind of end it here with him in my hand and kind of an idea that I had, like he's jumping over something. So you can, again, the figure, the body is actually fairly dynamic in the poses that you can get. It's just a matter of going to be balancing and things like that. More people have better patience than I do when it comes to trying to set things up like that. But again, the figure itself, you can get into some fairly nice poses. The jacket is fairly pliable. You can kind of wave it out a little bit. So it works out pretty good. It's way better than standard suited bodies. So if anything, if you don't need a Matt Murdock figure, maybe you need a civilian figure in a suit, this is going to be one that's going to be great for that. So if you just need background characters for photography, anything like that, it's going to work. If you need it for your MCU Matt Murdock, it's going to work there. It's, again, still not good. So disappointing. But again, I really like the accessories. The brick is really cool. The cane walking stick is quite nice. And the body works out pretty well. So there we have it, the Matt Murdock figure. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of the figure. What do you think of the body? Are you as disappointed as I am in the head sculpt? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys liked this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.